Gentlemen, welcome to Expert Group, and today we will give you a lecture on transistors, which is the topic of Electronic Fundamental M4 of EIS course. Gentlemen, today our lecture consists of construction of transistor, type of transistors, and the main parts of transistor. So, what is transistor? Transistor basically a three-layer semiconductor device that is used for amplification, for switching, and many other applications. Gentlemen, now I will tell you that how the transistor is constructed. From this figure, you can see that there are three semiconductor slices: N-type material, then P-type material, then again N-type material. They are basically three-layer device, semiconductor device that is used. You can see that the odd material that is here P-type, that is sandwiches between the two other layers that are N-type. So now you can see one more thing, that the P-type material is little bit thinner than the other two layers. And here you can see that there is written a small E, B and C. This E stands for emitter, B stands for base, and C stands for collector. Now we will go to the construction and the doping of these materials. Gentlemen, the emitter of the transistor is moderately doped with group 5 and can be of silicon or germanium slice. Gentlemen, the collector of the transistor is heavily doped with group 5, and therefore gentlemen, now the base material, the P-type material, that is lightly doped, and you can see that always the odd material is placed in between the same materials. So this is the basic construction of the transistor, and now we are coming to the type of the transistors. There are main two types of transistors that are used in our electronic devices. The one which I have told you earlier, the NPN transistor, and the second type is known as PNP. Again, same materials are present at the ends and the odd material is sandwiched between them. Now gentlemen, I will tell you the electronic representation or the symbol of the transistor. Here is the electronic representation of the NPN transistor. The NPN transistor, how can we differentiate between NPN and PNP? This arrowhead will tell you that whether the transistor is NPN or PNP. If this arrowhead is pointing outward, then this is called NPN. From here, you can note down that N for not, P for pointing, and N for inward. If this arrowhead is not pointing inward, then it will be NPN transistor. And if it is pointing inward, then it will be PNP transistor. Now coming to the main parts of the transistor. Gentlemen, as I have told you earlier, that there are three layers, PNP or NPN, and each layer has its own name. Number one is emitter, number two is base, and number three is collector. These three consists the main part of transistor. Here you can see the base, the emitter, and the collector. Now gentlemen, I will describe these three main parts of the transistor. As you can see from the name, emitter means this is the part that emits the current or electrons to the other two parts of the transistor. Then the base is basically the odd layer of the transistor, and it contributes just like a on-off switch in the transistor. The base to emitter junction is always forward biased if you switch on the transistor. And from the name collector, it is evident that it collects the electron or the current. So these three parts, emitter, base, and collector, are the main parts of the transistor. Children, this is all over for today. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you like it. For more stuff on EIS learning, subscribe our channel.